And welcome back. You're watching The Trend. Now, after serving 21 years in prison, Wilson Kinyua finally got his date with freedom. That happened to be on the 13th of February 2019. He was released alongside 5 others whom he had personally represented. And this was after presenting a constitutional petition, as the lead petitioner. Wilson's time in prison began back in 1998 on the 17th of December. At that time, Kenya was still due to face its worst drought in 60 years. It was the year that Google was founded, but Microsoft had already become the biggest company in the world by that time. David Beckham, I understand, at that time had been sent off with a red card. England's World Cup game against Argentina. Wilson's favorite football team, Arsenal, at the time had just won, I think, FA Cup and right?
Yep.
See, I remember.
Yes,
I remember.
Yeah,
Wilson,
yes,
welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Now a free man.
Yeah, thank you.
After 21 years.
You say.
So, when were you released?
13th of February.
Yes.
So roughly between
3 weeks, right?
4, yeah.
Yeah, so that was 3 weeks. I said that, 13th of
sure.
February. And day one, you get released. 21 years is a long time.
Sure.
What did you do?
The day I was released, I just felt like the world has come again. That was it. I mean, you cannot be able to explain in words. It is just that way. I mean, unless you understand what it means for somebody to go in while he's a teenager of 19 years and to have served even more than he has lived outside, and then you are released. You can't really connect with exactly the feelings somebody would feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went in at 19.
Yep.
You know, this was right after high school.
Yeah, exactly. The same year I had, the year after my completion of Form 4, that is the year I was arrested.
So take us to the day that you were arrested. What happened? What were you doing?
Well, I had just enrolled to do a CPA, Strathmore, and 3 months into my course, and that's the day I was going to catch a bus, the college bus, the Strathmore had college bus, and suddenly there was this close fire, and I was in between, and people were running for their lives, and 3 people were injured, and I was one of the 3 people. So we were arrested, all of us, taken to Kenyatta Hospital, but we were branded suspect. All of us, 3 of us, were branded suspect. But the public started protesting because they knew 2 of the guys we were arrested, they were taxi drivers who were operating from that area. So from that pressure, the police had to surrender and give back the 2 guys who were taxi drivers. Unfortunately, I was the new guy there, an Israel branded suspect. Oh, wow. That is how I landed in their hand and was taken to court.
So here you are at 19.
Yeah.
This is your first time in Nairobi?
Yeah, first time.
So
yes.
Here you are at 19,
yeah.
And you represented yourself, inexperienced, of course, and that must have been an extremely intimidating process.
You can't say more. It is such an very intimidating experience. Having this the first time, let alone appearing in court, but appearing in the hands of police. The first time, and you're being you are told you are the only one to defend yourself, right? And you are pitted against a very experienced prosecutor, and you are told, now ask questions. You don't know what it means to defend yourself.
You don't even
you
know.
Don't know. You don't know your rights when you are there. You don't know anything.
First of all, you're still in shock.
I'm in shock. I don't know what it is. And you are told, by the way, what makes things worse, that in the event you are found guilty, you're going to be sentenced to death. That brings everything down, and you are not able even to speak. You can't express yourself.
And you were sent straight then, because you lost the case, of course.
Of course I did. I did lose the case.
You didn't even know what you were doing.
You're not represented. You don't know anything. It's yourself to defend yourself. So I lost the case. And the moment you lose the case at the foundation, there is no amount of effort later you're going to salvage your case. Wilson. So you're bid to lose all the appeal process. Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have the money to pay for a good lawyer.
No. My background was not very interesting, so I could not even hire a lawyer.
No, I'm talking about people generally when they're going to court, they don't have money. A lot of them don't have money to pay for a good lawyer.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was just a practical example of many of them.
So you're saying that there are very, very many. You said close to 8,000 who have faced this injustice. That's a huge number to take on, Wilson.
That's true.
Now, before we even get to that, so day one in prison, it's dawned on you. How was that like? And you can take us through maybe a schedule of how your day used to be.
First of all, the moment you exhaust all your pills, you were taken to the chambers near the gallows, and you were there with the hangman. Of course, you were not told when this man would come knocking. You don't know the hour and all that, so you have to leave yourself. And you know this is the gallows, and sometimes the events you could be able to see through what it is inside there, and you see some kinds of hooks, you know, white lobes. The hooks, the like of the one that in the butchery, yeah, that hang meat and all that, you know, and sometimes you feel like it's deliberate to just cause you that trauma and, you know, and psychological torture in the process, and that is how you live throughout.
Wow, what was like your schedule, like in the day, like
well,
what was it like?
By,
so you wake up at what time?
By 1999, things were worse. I can tell you the prison offered the worst it can offer to any inmate that time. You know, it's unspeakable. Certain things are unspeakable. So you have no time to go out and bask.
What is unspeakable? You know? Like the things that would happen?
Yes, and the way you are manhandled and all that, everything. You somebody who is supposed to go and die, so nobody cares about you. There's no humanity in you. Yeah, there's no humanity in you, so nobody cares about who you are and what you are. Whether nobody sees you as a human being.
So there was no schedule. There's nothing. It's just you exist.
And they would tell you.
That's sad.
You try to play, and tell you, what are you praying? You're supposed to die. So, those are some of the things that are beyond words to explain.
And you managed to, in this very difficult space, ukamanajaje kulanlo, unajua Wilson, yani, how? Explain to me how. In this space.
Initially, it wasn't just like that. Initially, I was just, you know, desiring this time I could recall back time and just have an opportunity to face judges and tell them what you are doing is not right. As in, exactly not that you found somebody guilty, but the fact that, you know, there are some people who are innocent. Like like I would give you an example. If you was just staying there and by inadvertency of the architectural work or something, the ground gives in and you drops, and we just proceed what we are doing. We don't care what has happened to you. You know, that is how it is when a major injustice has been done to you and people proceed as though nothing.
Like their lives just
nothing
move
has
on.
happened. Like
and your life has come to a stop.
You know, that is how it feels for somebody who just feel the world is proceeding and nobody cares whether there is injustice that has happened to you.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to you
at
19.
Yeah.
And for years and years and years, you know, just looking at the same four walls, you decided to not only, which was so interesting, right? So now Wilson decided to not free himself, but to learn law so that he can understand the law and so that he can go ahead and represent others who he enabled to, you actually set them free. Well, you helped them get free. How many were they? 5?
We are 12 of them.
Okay.
12 of the inmates representing those in similar circumstances in the Republic of Kenya. I mean, all the inmates in the Republic of Kenya were represented by this group of 12 inmates. Yeah.
And you're one of them, of course.
Yes, I was.
So you actually, on the day that you were freed, it was a very interesting story how you actually got your freedom. Maybe you can tell our viewers about it, how you went to represent these guys and then all of a sudden you're the one now having your case looked at.
You know, being a victim of this, because my passion even to stand at the law and to want to know what is justice, you know, owe itself to my experience that I've just said. What the phenomenon of having these very young people inside prison and looking at the content of their criminal responsibility, you know, that one gave me the urge to want to tell judges exactly how do you take somebody to the gallows because of snatching a mobile phone? How do you take, and these things I'm not composing, I'm giving you practical examples. In prison, you'll get somebody. Right now, they could be listening to me. Somebody who is in there supposed to die because of a loaf of bread. Another one is supposed to die because of a packet of chips and sausage. He's supposed to die. So those are the things that came up into my mind. We decided we must challenge mandatory death penalty because the moment you are sentenced, you're found guilty, death sentence is a straitjacket, irrespective of what it is that you do, whether you kill, you did not kill, whether you, whatever you loved, there's no value to that. You know, all of them are heaped in one basket. You die. Yeah.
Now, for you, Wilson, you've done this and you've helped people, and I want to know where they are. The reformed individuals who you set free, where are they? Do they keep in touch? Are you guys now forming a team to help those who are still inside, the ones, of course, who have been...
First of all, after after actually lodging this application, I did it on the effort of my legal education, because I got this sponsorship from a judge from UK. It's called Alexander McCrane. He's the person who sponsored my legal education, and I got this to be able to get the college and the material to be able to understand that our law is wanting somewhere. So we went to court and we succeeded. This guy has been freed. 6 of us has been freed. The other 6 has gotten their sentence reduced from life sentence to 5 years. From there, those people who have benefited from that authority, like today, those who have gone for the sentence are 500 have already gone home. About 8,000 are lined up to go back to court to get resentencing and at least get a reprieve, either a sentence that is going to, to end and somebody gets a second chance, or somebody could get their sentence reduced to what they have already served, which is what happened to me.
Yes, and just with so many other, I hear, so many allegations come out of young people as well who are still in committees. Is there any report on that? Did you see?
Yes, there are people as young as even 16 years in prison. They are there, and people don't care whether they are minor. By the way, those are minor. Anybody who is below 18 years is a minor, and they are there in the main prison.
Wow. Now, other than law, Wilson, you had the opportunity of learning accountancy, and I'm not sure where you learned that. So you also started teaching mathematics and business.
Yeah, that is where I started first. Before I got the opportunity to do law, I started with CPA, and I went up to Section 4. And with my small education, that is so big in prison, I was assisting people doing some court records and all that. And that's where that judge from UK noticed my effort to help other inmates and told me, would you want to do law? And I told him, why not? I would want to study. And he told me, I'll try you with the diploma. And he tried me with the diploma. I passed in 2014. And he told me, now you can proceed to do the bachelor degree or in law. That is LLB.
Now, while you were there, are you the one who started the club, Sparks for Justice?
Yes.
Was it an already existing club?
Yes, there was we started that one as law students, Sparks of Justice. That was for drama, trying to communicate and teaching people the way to present themselves using some moot courts and all that. But that is that. So when I was released, I had this because of that injustice, because I've been crowned by that situation, to be able to represent inmates. I was actually their spokesperson when I was in prison, and because of that, I decided we must do something about the criminal justice system, because this is one area that has been neglected by our registrators, policies, and all that. When they are pursuing other areas of law, criminal justice has been the old laws, and you consider how much we have evolved as a society. So there's so much divergence between the society of today and the old laws. Yeah.
All right. Now, there are so many things that you're trying to do now. There's so many projects that you're trying to offset. You have so many friends now working with different organizations. You can now touch on that and maybe tell me some of the things that you're trying to.
Yeah, exactly from this case and very many other cases we have actually pushed through the courts. Very hard cases that has pushed jurisprudence into the court has actually been conceived in prison by prisoners, those who are studying law. Yeah, very hard cases that has brought jurisprudence in the court. So because of that one, there are many people in the civil society who have noted our effort, like the Amnesty International, the ICJ, the RLF, the Kinyua Sheria. All those people have been coming to prison. But particularly, one director of Amnesty International, Houghton Longo, has been coming to see me in prison. Not once he has come. And these are the people who have embraced me when I've come out finally. And they want to help me in this initiative I've started called Criminal Justice Dialogue. I want to invoke a debate, invoke a dialogue in the Republic and get their mind focused on reforming criminal justice system so that it is in tandem with the current dynamics of the society. besides already amending the maladies in the law, because we have already taken so much cases in court, and we have won those cases with particular orders that certain laws must be reformed. Yeah, and nobody takes initiative to push that forward. So as we speak, the AG task force is there. It's supposed to address certain laws and make sure liaison with the parliament, they amend those laws. But the pace at which they are moving, they need at least a society, all people, to be able to push that. And this is what I intend to do. Now that I have the agility, I have the freedom to be able to engage them, to meet them, and tell them, okay, we have done so many memorandums to them, and memorandum may not speak, but now I'm able to meet them and tell them, what is it that you don't understand? Yeah, this is what we are explaining, that there lays a problem, there lays mischief in this role, and we must amend.
So that now, they start being correctional facilities, and, so that people can go there and then know that it can become reformed and come back. And, I think when it stops being that and it's more for punishment, and as you were saying, being told, why are you praying? Why are you doing this? And you're going to die. That's also something that needs to change.
When we are talking about, when I'm talking about especially the criminal justice dialogue, I'm talking about those things, because while criminal justice system is supposed to make sure to nab and punish the offenders, it is as much the responsibility of criminal justice system to ensure those who are innocent are actually found innocent and are saved from pain and unnecessary shame, public shame, if they are innocent, right? So that is the responsibility of criminal justice system. That is what we are saying. Now, for those who are guilty, do we mean to reform them, or do we mean to break their life? That is the big question. As we speak, there is no word prison in our constitution. What we are in our constitution, what we have is correctional facility. Is this what we are getting in the prison? Do we have all the inmates in prison as Wilson? So those are the questions we want to excite. Whether we are able to receive people from prison, people we cannot fear, that when they come, they are going to relapse back to their... That is the dialogue we need to know. Do we have standard rehabilitation in prison?
Now, the other thing is a lot of young people are also being recruited in gangs, and, with social media now, it's cool, and they want to show their gun, and they want to do this. And I know that you've seen a number of them in several slum areas, and some of them as well in, urban centers. What are your thoughts about it? Because we also need to guide our youth.
Yes.
There's a magazine, I'm so sure, that I read on that you're working to release.
Yes, I did that. I have done one already, and I want to, to reform and make another one in tandem with with the program that I'm learning right now. What I'm doing is, and what I'm saying regarding that, Amina, is that, people are likely to blame drugs and alcohol on young people alone. But to me, what I believe in, there are laws that are very hostile. There are laws that are likely to make young people assimilate transgression of the law, otherwise than make them fear the law or make them fear to commit offenses and all that. That is actually what we need to address. For example, when we are using, force, extrajudicial killing and all, it doesn't help, because you might kill people who have an opportunity to reform. You might kill people because of what we are saying, trivial content in their robbery, in their offenses. You can give them a chance. We can reform them. These people, when they come out, they will help us to de-recruitize people from crime. That is the point. The reason why you're saying death penalty does not help. It doesn't, because you might kill somebody who is innocent. And if you kill somebody who is innocent, there's no amount of remedy that is going to bring that person to back to life in the event he is later found to be innocent.
Yeah. All right. Now, as passionate as you are, I bet there are other people who are watching who are equally as passionate and want to join you in this movement, in this journey, criminal justice dialogue. How can they do that? Social media, any phone number, or how can they reach you?
It is true. I have my phone number 0722 412 586. 0722 412 586. They can reach me there. I have Twitter handle at Voice of Justice 17. Voice of Justice 7. And the word justice does not have E at the end. You can be able to reach me there. The civil societies have already organized a forum where I'm going to roll out that initiative, that criminal justice dialogue, which is on 13th April. They can be able to contact me, those who want to help in that initiative. We want to roll out that initiative. The point is, we want to have effective judiciary, we want to have effective prison, so that people who go to prison, we can be able to realize tangible transformation of offenders. Those are the people who are going to help us when they come out of prison. And we don't have to open the prison alone and say we have open door policy.
Yes,
what we are saying, we must go beyond that. Let us see the government invest in that.
Fantastic. Wilson Kinyua, like I said, spent 21 years in prison. Got in when he was 19, got out now at 40. Well, I'll do the math.
Yeah, right
41.
now I have 40.
Yes, there you go.
Yep.
So now Wilson got in, had not gotten a job, had not married, of course, at 19, had never even dated, had really, right? So now is when things are starting out.
And
I wish you all the best.
19-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Is hardly beyond his parents, siblings, and all that. There's no attachment beyond that. I'm literally starting life. That is it. Yeah, so the issues of marriage and all that, I didn't have something like that. You know, I didn't have family. So this is the time I'm thinking how I'm going to fix my life.
Yes,
yeah.
You'll fix it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's going to come, pole. But I'm so thankful that even with the few weeks that you've been out, you've been trying so much to change the system that you're speaking about, because there's so many people who have faced injustices, who are in prison. I know you have a cousin or a relative who you don't think that their case was heard, or was heard right, or was even heard altogether. Join Wilson on this. Hashtag is Hamina at the Trend Live Criminal Justice Dialogue.